It does not get more A-star setup than this. This is a trade that I took on the 5th of February 2025. It is a beautiful setup, textbook price action, perfect entry, perfect delivery. All confluences met, everything playing as it should have played. And this is a rare occurrence. We don't often get moves like this within the markets, but when we do get them, they're beautiful. So let me go ahead and break this trade down for you guys. As you can see, this is the results from the trade. I took this on both my Titan Capital Markets funded account, 200k, and I also took this on my 200k Quanteco live funded account. This is the results section of my Discord, and as you can see, I've got US Tech, which is NASDAQ. We had 4,283, 4,323 right there. Two positions that opened up. That summed up to around $8,500 gain on that account. And then on QT as well, this is the trade right here, US Tech, NASDAQ, as you can see right there, 1 to 2 RR, $4,000 made. So altogether around $12,000 was made from this one move. And we also had some US30 sales that I took previously, which I'll probably break down later on. Now before I go into the actual trade, let me go ahead and show you guys a visual representation of what this trade and what this setup looks like, so you guys can potentially see this in the future and catch it for yourself. So ideally, what I want is the market to be going within an uptrend or a downtrend, whatever it might be. And then as soon as the lunch hour hits, we get a bit of consolidation, all within the lunch hour. And then after the lunch hour, we then go ahead and take out all of this consolidation, tap into a higher time frame point of interest or a PD array, and then further push towards the upside. And I go ahead and catch the move over here on the lower time frame. So there might be a fair value gap entry from here, a break of structure, market structure shift entry from here that I can go ahead and capitalize on. So we have our lunch hour within this zone right here. After lunch, we take out the lunch lows and then tap into a higher time frame order block or a fair value gap or a higher time frame break of block, whatever it might be. And then from there, we have our lower time frame confirmations for maybe a break of structure entry, a market structure shift entry, whatever it might be. And from there, we go ahead and place our entries based on our entry criteria, and we go ahead and ride the market towards the higher time frame drawn liquidity. It might be a 4-hour wick, it might be a 4-hour fair value gap, whatever it might be. And normally it's for 1 to 2 RR for me anyway, but normally you can go slightly higher if you want to. But that is more or less what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a bullish market or a bearish market, an area of consolidation during the lunch hour, and then after lunch hour, the consolidation, the accumulation gets manipulated towards the downside or the upside depending on which way the market's going, and then we distribute in the opposite direction. All right, so AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, PO3, whatever you want to call it, using time, using the lunch hour as our area of accumulation, because we always count the lunch hour as an area of accumulation, and then we look for distribution towards the opposite direction of the manipulation. So let's go ahead and have a look at how this can be applied in the markets in real time and how I caught this beautiful trade on NASDAQ. All right, so this right here is the price action from Wednesday 5th of February on the NASDAQ. And as you can see, this is our AM session, our lunch hour, and our PM session. All right, as you can see, the AM session has been very, very bullish. We've had the market go ahead and push. And then within our lunch hour, we had this area of consolidation. All right, now if you go on the 5-minute time frame, you can literally see that we've got our lunch hour low right there. And below the lunch hour low, if you look closely, you can see that there's a 5-minute fair value gap right there. So this is our higher time frame PD array. This is where we're expecting the market to go ahead and manipulate into before distributing in the opposite direction. All right, now dropping down to the 1-minute time frame, we had the market go ahead and raid our lunch low. As you can see right here, we had the lunch low getting swept right there. And then once the lunch low got swept, we had the market go ahead and tap into our 5-minute POI, our 5-minute PD array, whatever you want to call it, our 5-minute fair value gap. All right, and from here we're now expecting distribution. So again, first things first, accumulation, okay, manipulation right here, taking out the lunch low, tapping into the 5-minute fair value gap, manipulation, and now we are distributing towards the upside. All right, and distributing, okay, distribution right there, distributing towards the upside. All right, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. All right, PO3. So again, coming back to this diagram over here, as you can see, we have the market being very, very bullish. We had the accumulation during the lunch hour. We had the market go ahead and tap into a higher time frame PD array right there, as you can see. And from there, we had the market push towards the upside, and we entered based on our lower time frame confirmation. So let's go ahead and look at those lower time frame confirmations. All right, so coming back to this area over here, we had the market first and foremost invert this fair value gap. So we had an inversion right there on the fair value gap, but I didn't enter on the inversion. I was waiting for further confirmation. I was waiting for a market structure shift right there. I wanted to see displacement towards the upside. I wanted to see a fair value gap get created, and I wanted to retrace into that fair value gap and place my entries from there. Okay, now I could have taken an entry off of this inversion, and previously I would have, but I've been very, very discretionary when it comes to taking inversion fair value gaps now, because I have taken a lot of losses due to inversions during January. So I'm I'm being very careful when it comes to taking inversions. I've actually cut it out from my trading plan. So now I'm sticking to market structure shifts or breakup structures, depending on the confluences of the trade, of course. So we have the liquidity sweep right there. We tapped into our 5-minute fair value gap. We then had an inversion of this fair value gap, and we're now waiting for our market structure shift. Play it out. As you can see, we had our market structure shift right there. And now that we've had our market structure shift, we're looking for the displacement and the fair value gap that got created before our market structure shift. And if you look very, very closely, we have our fair value gap right here. This fair value gap has yet to be tapped into. So now we place our limits on this fair value gap right here. Our stop loss is at this low, and our take profit as usual is at a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio. Or in this scenario, we could target the launch high and close early, but again, I always target 1-to-2, and that is exactly what I targeted. So I targeted above the launch high. Okay, so now we're simply waiting for the market to tap into our zone, and then from there potentially CTP. So go ahead and play it out. We tap into our fair value gap. We then tap into our inversion as well. So we had a deep retracement into that inversion, and then we start seeing beautiful blue candles print towards the upside. After a bit of retracement, we do eventually hit our take profit at 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio, as you can see right there. And that is exactly how we do it. Okay, that right there is a beautiful setup. That is a beautiful A-star textbook setup. It doesn't get any more textbook than this. Everything followed, price delivered beautifully, perfectly. There was nothing more. There was no improvements that could have been made on this trade. All right, now this trade was called out live, as you can see right here. I went ahead and placed limits right here. This is the markup liquidity sweep. Tap into the 5-minute fair value gap, entry at the fair value gap, market structure shift, stop loss at the low, take profit at 1-to-2. It was a lot longer than my normal trades, but eventually we did end up hitting our take profit at 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio, and I personally closed that with a beautiful 12k profit on that particular trade. Now if you guys enjoyed this breakdown, then go ahead and drop a like, subscribe, and also drop questions within the comment section so I can go ahead and make more videos and more educational content for you guys that you guys can benefit from. Now I do hope at least one of you guys managed to take benefit from this video. Make sure you join the Zaki's Private Club Telegram channel. There's a lot of gems that I drop in there on a daily basis, just about life, about business, about marketing. I try to throw in a lot of gems and positivity within that channel. It is completely free, so make sure you go ahead and check it out. And if you guys are interested in the prop firms that I personally trade with Titan Capital Markets, I've done around 40k in lifetime payouts with them, and with Quanteco, I've done around $76,000 in payouts with them, so do check them out. Titan Capital, use the code TT40 for 40% off all of their evaluations. The offer is ending on the 14th of February, so if you do see this video too late, then use the code TT30 for 30% off instead. And for Quanteco, use the code Unlimited20 for 20% off all of their evaluations. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the charts.